Good morning. Granddaddy P here. And eventually this will dry up, but I'm not there yet. And I want to talk about something I find very important. Important to me. So important that my heart won't let it go. Now, hoping I don't run people off. But I'm going back to 7 days ago today. I'm going back 7 days ago today when a young woman at 24 years old had had enough and could not take the bullying from the public and the pressure and the hate, the constant hate. She could not take it anymore, and she chose the rashest of all decisions, and she took her own life. Of course, I'm speaking of Kim Sedan. It's amazing. 24, had everything to look for. And her country, her countrymen and women, took it away from her. They took it away from her because she had a DUI over 2 years ago, closing on 3. She repented. She paid. She went into debt. She did everything she could to make it right. And then she tried to come back because that's all she knew. She's been an actress since she was 9. Do you remember 9? What is that, 3rd grade? They wouldn't let her back. The public rejected her. So she tried to work outside her industry. And every time the public found out what she was doing, they hounded her and she got fired. So her countrymen and women wouldn't let her work within her industry or without her industry. Basically, they wouldn't let her make a living. What do you do when you're not allowed to work anywhere? Think about it. Well, what I'm miffed at is what happened after she ended her life. There was a funeral. A few of her industry showed up. A few in her industry showed up. A few more sent wreaths and flowers and condolences. And a few even more sent some condolences via their social media, which is really minute in my opinion. But that's it. After that, silence. Complete silence. Some of the biggest names, the biggest stars in the industry. Some of our most favored stars, both male and female, in the industry. The big ones, the big wigs, said and did nothing. Now let me make everybody mad because I'm going to throw some names out there. And I'm going to end with the biggest. I could do them first, but I'll wait. Some of the big names. I don't know. Let's just try to think of one. Okay. One of the biggest ones I know, on the female side, Son Ye-jin. Love her to death. Great actress. Nice person. Best I can tell. No scandal. I didn't hear a thing. Nothing. Hyunbin, her husband, another big shot in the industry. Silence. Nothing. Not a word. Lee Byung-hun, another big name in the business. Again, nada. Nothing. Kim Tae-hee, Nothing. Kim Tae-ri. Nothing. Shin Hae-sun. Nothing. Park Shin-hye. Nothing. 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 From anybody. No. No. Won Bin showed up. Won Bin's been on hiatus for 15 years. He came. I wonder where he's been for 15 years, but he came. The rest of you? No. No. No, he didn't come. Who else came? I can't remember her name. Oh boy, she just had a controversy of her own. I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. She came. You know who I mean, if you think about it. But yeah. The big name actors and actresses. Nothing. Let's go to one of the biggest names of all. The biggest, in my opinion, right now. Because he's the biggest star of the biggest K-drama hit in the entire world. Squid Game. Squid Game 1. Squid Game 2. Squid Game 3. $1 million an episode for this actor. His name is Lee Jung-jae. Where is he? Nothing. Not a fucking word. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Complete and utter silence. As if Kim Se-ran never existed. Now, it's funny when I mention Lee Jung-jae, because, as we know, Lee Jung-jae did the same thing Kim Se-ran did. DUI. The only difference is, this bastard didn't have one DUI. He had two. Dos. In Spanish. Tul. In Korean. Right? Yes, he did. Do you know that his career never missed a beat? Nothing. He stepped on, baby. Right on into his career. Nothing happened. Nothing. No hiatus. Not taken off of any projects. Nothing was canceled. He lost nothing. Yeah. 2 DUIs. Couldn't say a word. Couldn't say a word. Couldn't say a word. Let's add to Lee Jung-jae. Not only are there 2 DUIs, there's 2 assaults and batteries. So not only is he a drunk driver, he's a violent one. And he beat the crap out of a woman so bad he put her in the hospital for 2 weeks. Yeah. Also a woman beater. So Lee Jung-jae, woman beater. Violent man. Drunk driver. Career went on like nothing. Couldn't say a word in support over the past 2.5, almost 3 years of Kim Se-ran. After she died, complete silence. Complete, utter silence from that man. In my opinion, the biggest POS the planet has ever seen. And that brings me to the biggies. The biggest of the biggies. Who do you think I'm talking about? Let's get into K-pop. There's a bunch that I could pick. There really is. I believe IU sent flowers. Nice of her. Didn't say much, but at least she sent something. I don't think any of the Blackpink girls did anything. No. Rosé, silence. Jennie, silence. Jisoo, silent. I forget the other one. Lisa, silent. Right? Nothing. Zilch, nada. They're not far apart from age. Nothing. Nothing at all. I think Rosé's 3 years older. That's it. Silence. Silence is golden, baby. And that'll bring me, and I love Blackpink, but I gotta say what I gotta say. Finally, the biggest of the big. The pride of South Korea. BTS. BTS. Not one statement from any of these 7 guys. Now, some are in the military. Maybe they can't. I think they can, but maybe they can't. But others are already out. Yeah. Complete, utter silence. No flowers. They did not go. They had made no statements. They did nothing. Nothing. They ignored her death like the plague. Yeah. Now, these are the guys with the biggest soapbox in the world, man. Think about that. The biggest soapbox, especially in Korea, but in the world. I can go almost anywhere, not everywhere, because I've been to places and they had no idea who I was talking about. But I can go to most places. Here in southern New Jersey. And mention BTS, like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Yeah. Biggest soapbox on the earth. I'm telling you. Didn't use it. Wouldn't use it. Couldn't use it. Whatever. This girl was hurting for 2.5 years. Over 2.5 years. So much so. That she took her own life. And nobody did anything to help or save her. And then after she took her own life, most, including the biggest, ignored it. How about Sugar? Sugar. DUI. It's been stated by the police, although they wouldn't officially release it, but they have stated that his blood alcohol content was higher than Kim Se-ran's. Maybe the highest ever. The only difference is he fell off a scooter. He didn't run into a transformer. Okay? He didn't even have to perp walk. How many times did Kim Se-ran have to perp walk? What, 3 times? Into court and out of court? He never even went. I don't think he even went. Paid a fine, handed in his license, said, I'm guilty. End of story. End of story. End of story. His career did not miss a beat, will not miss a beat, ever. You think he could have said something? What do you think? Could Sugar have opened his mouth? But he didn't. But he didn't. Why? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? I'm going to tell you why it is. There are 2 reasons that all of these people, all of them, didn't do what they didn't do. I'm going to tell you what it is. Number 1, fear. Fear. They're afraid that the fickle audience will turn on them. Can't have that. Screw the principals. Can't do that. Yeah. Number two. They didn't fucking care. They didn't care. They don't care. They don't care. You think Lee Jung-jae gives a shit? You think Sugar gives a shit? Nah. They're all too busy. All too busy. Being famous and popular and racking in the dough. In many cases, living a lie. Living a lie, baby. Now, I don't know about Son Ye-jin. She never had a scandal. Everybody loves her. But also, complete silence. You know what? She has a big soapbox. She's like one of the most loved people in the country. Couldn't open her mouth. Couldn't take the time to send flowers. Couldn't do anything. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So yeah, folks. I'm rambling. I'm continuing. This is going really long. But you see my point here. And my point is simply this. Nobody gave a shit about this girl before she took her life, and nobody gave a shit about this girl after she took her life, except for a small few. And isn't it interesting that for 2.5 years, anytime the press wrote about Kim Zedong, it was negative in nature. Negative. In one case, they said she didn't work at a place that she actually did because a reporter went and got served by her. Yeah. Well, what do you think that reporter did? Not a fucking thing. Until she died. Then, wow, such a humanitarian. Oh, she was such an innocent child. Oh, they were terrible to her. Oh, she loved animals and volunteered to do this and volunteered to do that. And I should have said something earlier. I really should have. But I know she worked at that place because I got served by her. But I couldn't say it. What? Yeah. Now that the 24-year-old girl is dead, because she was bullied for 2.5 years. Not allowed to work anywhere. Nobody gave a crap. Nobody. Now that she's dead, here come the glowing articles about how wonderful she was. You mother freaking hypocrites. You disgust me. You absolutely disgust me. You had your soapboxes. You still have your soapboxes. You probably could have saved the girl. Probably could have. You chose to ignore her until she's gone. Then you come out of the woodwork. Yeah, then. Typical. And now that she's gone, a week later, you're going after Lee Jia and some other actresses for stupid stuff. Yeah. And if one of them takes their lives, you'll do the same thing. Oh, she was wonderful. Well, yeah, she was. But you killed her. You did. You forced her hand. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to call out South Korea. I'm going to call out the netizens over there. I'm going to call out Kim Zedong's countrymen and countrywomen and their media and even their government. Fix this. Too many very young and talented people with their lives and futures ahead of them are bullied to the point that they can't take it anymore and they end themselves. And nobody ever does anything about it. So I'm on my little soapbox of 900 plus followers, screaming as loud as I can. But nobody's going to listen to me. We need you. We need you people on the big soapboxes. Get out there and open your mouths, man. Fix this. Granddaddy P signing